Welcome back to Sunday Vibes, one and all. We're back in the pub. Chris Hamill's here, Patrick Van Straten's here, but the knees are not covered
the
today.
Lord.
Coverage. No ginger potato legs. Right. First question comes from Asen Stalev. Is it possible to make a combined team outside of the top 6 that would challenge for the Premier League title? No. Absolutely
a
no.
multifaceted question. At least he's tried though.
Not for the
That's
title.
interesting.
I reckon you can make a team that could challenge for the top 4.
No way. Not a
My
chance.
instincts say potentially Europa League.
Well, yeah, but then that's kind of the same thing. Like,
Because look who's missing out of Champions League football this season, Pato. Potentially Arsenal. Potentially Liverpool.
At least 2 of this top 6, have to miss out. One of them's Arsenal. Arsenal are rubbish.
Near the top 4. You're dreaming.
It depends who's managing them. Who's managing them? Who are you giving me? If you're giving me
the
like
best manager outside the top 6, Marco Silva.
Yeah, okay, but like say we bring in like Tuchel or Ancelotti. They're both free at the moment. Why can't I have one of those?
Okay, you can choose one of them.
Choose one.
Fine. Go on,
I'll pick Tuchel.
Right, you take Thomas Tuchel as your manager.
Okay, I picked Thomas Tuchel.
And you're still nowhere near a top 4 place.
Okay, well there's only one way of deciding this. Let's go through it systematically, position by position. Goalkeeper, I'm going to throw, because there's a surplus of very good goalkeepers out there.
Yeah.
Not world-class goalkeepers,
100%.
below the top 6 spots. But very good goalkeepers like Jack Butland, like Fraser Forster,
It's got to be
maybe
Butland.
a Tom Heaton.
Has to be Butland.
Yeah, I go Butland as well.
Okay, I mean, I'd take Fraser Forster from 2 or 3 seasons ago. He's not started the season well, has he?
Didn't play last season either.
I'll settle on Jack Butland. Defence.
I think back 4 you go basically mostly Saints.
Okay.
I think you get Ryan Bertrand. I think he's pretty much definitely the best left back outside the top.
Yeah.
I think then you probably go Cedric at right back. Maybe a fit Coleman when Coleman comes back. Definitely Van Dijk, obviously.
Okay.
And then I think you're looking at Johnny Evans or somebody, or maybe Jamal Lascelles as your other.
So that back 4,
or Michael Keane if you're
do you
into
think
that
that
sort
back
of
4
thing,
is
which I'm
anywhere near good enough to break the hegemony of Man United, Man City, Chelsea or Tottenham?
It's better than Liverpool's. And also I look at.
But Liverpool won't be top 4.
But again, it depends who your coach is. Like, so for instance, last season we have said that Rojo and Jones, that this was a good centre back pairing. No, but Jose Mourinho is an exceptional.
But you've employed Tuchel.
Tuchel is an excellent coach.
So now because you've selfishly employed Tuchel, we have to pick players that are adept at the press.
You don't have to have Tuchel. You can have Ancelotti.
I wanted Tarkovsky.
I still want Marco Silva.
Oh, I like Tarkovsky.
I still want Marco Silva.
Well, fine. Let's say Marco Silva. Then.
Assistant manager.
Yeah. So basically, we're taking Watford's squad and trying to improve.
So let's move into
We'll do
midfield
what Tottenham did when Martin Jol first came to the club, when they had 2 first-team coaches.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Who alternated.
Absolutely embarrassing. Let's move to midfield though. What's going on in the midfield?
Okay, so Mahrez, Lemina, maybe
Krychowiak.
Wilfred Ndidi.
No.
Krychowiak.
He's been great.
And then Richarlison. Has to be Richarlison.
He'd make the squad, certainly.
Who else have you got in there? You've got Dusan Tadic as a potential. We're missing out Idrissa Gueye here. We're not including
Sanchez.
Oh yeah, I think I'd probably go Schneiderlin. I think I'd probably go midfielder like Schneiderlin, Gueye and somebody else.
So should we play 4-3-3?
4-3-3.
I reckon so.
Okay, so
let's go.
Idrissa Gueye in the middle.
A number 10 is difficult when you're in a lower level team.
So Idrissa
Not many
Gueye.
luxury players.
Idrissa Gueye.
Okay, Idrissa Gueye. You've got to have Riyad Mahrez in there, although he could play as part of that.
He could be on the forward. He'd be a forward.
Yeah.
Idrissa Gueye, Marino, Lemina.
Lemina's looked great since he arrived from Juventus at Southampton.
So you could also go for Romeu as dictating your play, or Marino dictating your play at the base of midfield.
Romeu. Basically, we've kind of opted for most of Southampton at current. I imagine we won't include a lot of their forwards because they're struggling for goals at the moment. But okay, so maybe Lemina, Romeu and Idrissa Gueye, and then go for 3 really attacking players?
I mean, that's a really solid
I would like to see
midfield.
Doucouré in there.
I don't really know.
I mean, I wouldn't.
But let's move on to the
Brick
forward 3
shithouse.
then. Let's move on to the forward 3. Mahrez has to be in there.
Yeah. Okay, this is when it becomes quite hard, right? Because you're looking for someone who regularly contributes goals.
I would be tempted to say Chicharito as the striker.
I'd say
Despite lamenting him at the start of the season.
I'd say Iheanacho be good. I'd say Vardy be worth looking at. Gabbiadini, Redmond.
Yeah.
Nathan Redmond on one wing, Riyad Mahrez on the other.
And
we
then-
just need to go for a point man who works well in a Tuchel system.
Redmond over Richarlison.
Maybe someone with a bit of gas like Aubameyang,
Yeah.
as he works so well
A bit
for
of a
him.
Vardy.
Okay, maybe a Vardy then.
A Vardy type.
He's
Might
actually
not be the
started the
worst.
season really well, Jamie Vardy as well. And I will still say that team is nowhere near good enough to get into the top 4.
No, potentially Europa League for me.
I think it was-
Coaching is going to have to make up the difference, but that's at least good enough to finish 7th. I think we all agree on that. Right?
I'll agree with
That's
that.
better than Everton.
It's obviously
who
better.
have spent 200 million this
By
summer.
definition, it's better than Everton's team.
I'll agree with that.
So in a good year, they could probably pip Arsenal.
And they wouldn't have to deal with the Europa League or the Champions League games.
Or being managed by Arsene Wenger.
True.
Like, that would also help them, I think, in the long run.
Right. Let's throw that starting XI out to the fans.
Yeah.
Do a poll, mate. Champions League, Europa League.
Where would that XI that we've come up with finish in the Premier League? Poll up there. Go on.
Click it.
Our next question comes from Beck Fast, who asks, who is the best young player in the world in terms of defenders, midfielders and attackers?
Right, so in each position.
In each position. Hamster, do you want to start us off with defenders?
Not really, but I will do.
Go on.
I mean, after watching Bayern Munich dismantle Celtic last night and seeing Joshua Kimmich score a superlative header, I would definitely have to put the former RB Leipzig man in there. I think he's been involved in 8 Bayern Munich goals now in his last 13 appearances. Obviously a very flexible player as well, can be deployed at right back, can be deployed in central midfield. I think he's approaching, what, 23, 24 now? So maybe he can't be considered as a young player at this point in time, but he's definitely someone who will be the best in his position for years to come, I'd imagine. Obviously, one of his opposite numbers, Kieran Tierney, has to be put in the mix. People waxing lyrical about him at the moment, and rightly so. Yeah, he's performing well at Champions League level. Did a decent job on Iron Robin yesterday, must be said. I don't think Bayern Munich were particularly world class yesterday. They just exploited Celtic's weak links ruthlessly, as top sides do.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of defenders, maybe a Tierney, maybe a Kimmich, maybe a Kimpembe.
Amami Toure, George.
Can you boys think of any other people while I ruminate?
Ryan Sessegnon as well is an amazing talent.
Yeah, I think I agree with you though. I think
a couple of stars in that under 17 World Cup squad that have just gone to India.
For England.
Yeah, they've been smashing it out there.
Yeah, midfielders. This is a hard one. There's a lot of talented youngsters.
It's a hard one in the sense that there's loads of talent. Yeah,
Pulisic.
I mean, like, obviously there's Dele Alli. I mean, Pulisic. It's hard to count him as a midfielder in a way. You know, like that
he's
guy,
more of a winger.
He can play on the wing. He can play number 10. He can play in the front line. Like, I mean, so. There's Amadou Diawara, who of course we saw score a senior goal for Napoli against Man City the other day. An amazing destroyer in the centre of the park. It's actually a pity that he's been talking about committing his international football to Italy rather than Guinea, because otherwise you'd have an Amadou Diawara, Naby Keita central midfield for Guinea, which would be pretty damn exciting.
Powerhouse.
Still got Martin Ødegaard as well. I watched a few highlights of, I think it was the Norway under-23s or under-21s against Germany under-21s, and he
doing
was by
absolute
far the
bits
best player
against
on the
Germany.
pitch. And it's a strong young Germany lineup he's playing against.
And you've got Zivkovic, you've got Ante Coric, of course. You know, like Croatia seems to just produce amazing centre mid after amazing centre mid, and the next one is meant to be Ante Coric. Plus people, oh God, I don't know, Teddy Bishop at Ipswich Town. He's meant to be a huge talent. We've been talking about him for
Teddy
ages.
Bishop.
I love
Sounds like
Teddy
a character in a child's TV series.
Yeah, he sounds like he lives in like Balamory.
What about forwards?
We're not including Pulisic then. We're going to say we've written Pulisic out.
Yeah.
But then equally, we can't not say Mbappe.
But Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele have now gone for a combined, over 300 million euros. And it seems a bit weird to be like, we're picking these out as stars of the future.
I'm going to make a statement that I'm going to get so much hate in the comments.
Oh, Jesus, you're going to say Rashford.
No, I'm not going to say Rashford. I'm going to get so much hate in the comments. But
Angel Gomez from Man United.
I'm going to say, he's an extremely talented player. Yeah. He's a fantastic player. I think he's actually captaining the under-17 World Cup.
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden. But I'm going to say right now, this is risky. Gabriel Jesus is better than Mbappe.
Well, he is.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
As what? Because it's obviously...
As an out-and-out striker. I think Mbappe, don't get me wrong...
So in a position where Mbappe currently isn't playing?
Yeah. Okay. But that's one of the reasons that I think Mbappe isn't as good as Jesus.
No, I think...
Because he is forced...
I think Donnarumma's a better keeper than
Mbappe is being forced to play as a winger, and I think he is a better out-and-out striker running in behind. I think that it's at the detriment to PSG that Cavani plays out-and-out striker and forcing Mbappe wide.
But that's how he played with Falcao last season. How often have we seen Mbappe as an out-and-out striker on his own? He's always had
he
support.
was far more advanced than he is at PSG now.
But they would often swap out, wouldn't they? Falcao and Mbappe, and he's doing the same sort of thing now. The strength of that PSG front three is that the three of them can play.
The one thing I'll say about Jesus though is whenever Aguero is missing a game, you don't feel his absence with Jesus. That's how efficient he is. And it's so hard for particularly South Americans and Brazilians to come directly from the Brazilian league and slot straight into the Premier League. I don't think I can name a single other one that's done it effectively.
Okay, but here's another thing I'd say. When I watch Man City, I very seldom am like, Gabriel Jesus is the best man on the pitch. He's the one who's making all the difference. He's getting enough chances, he's scoring goals. He's obviously amazingly talented.
But that's his positional sense.
But that game the other day where PSG beat Bayern Munich 3-0, Mbappe was actually the difference maker. He was the best player on the pitch.
That's a great point,
I haven't actually seen Gabriel Jesus have that moment yet where I look at him and I'm just like, wow, without Gabriel Jesus, City wouldn't have got this result.
That's a great point.
But City are a little bit more cohesive in terms
and they're more of a team unit.
Performing as a team, where PSG have actually been heavily reliant on that front three to dig them out of some holes this season. I was even watching parts of the game last night against Anderlecht, and by and large, I mean, each one of the front three scored, but by and large they weren't that much better than Anderlecht. Obviously, they have supreme midfield talents in Verratti and Thiago Motta and Rabiot, who also do a lot. But I mean, I'd agree. I'd go for Mbappe purely because...
You're probably right, yeah.
Purely because he did it last season and he's continued to do it this season. But I mean, my instinct would be just to enjoy both.
Yeah,
different sort of players.
Stop ranking them.
Bloody Gabriel Jesus in 20 starts has been involved in 21 goals.
But if you did have to rank them, why not rank them in our poll?
There we go.
Click the
Apparently that's ended that. So.
Slap.
Below Average Jeff has our next question, and he says, in the Champions League, who is the most overrated and who is the most underrated team?
Like that, Jeffrey.
Ooh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Kondogbia.
Dirty dog.
Before we delve into this, lads, do you agree with Pep Guardiola? Saw this while I was doing a bit of research for UCL Review.
Yeah.
That Napoli side he faced in this round of Champions League games has been his toughest opponent ever. Yeah. Now, it's obviously his opinion.
He said as a manager or a player.
Yeah, he did. So it's obviously his opinion, so we can't say, no, you're incorrect. But I thought it might be worth giving that some thought.
I think the Real Madrid team that knocked them off of the pinnacle of La Liga is better than that Napoli team. I think Manchester United of 09.
Mourinho's?
Yeah, Mourinho's.
Mourinho's Madrid.
Yeah.
I think Man United of 09 with the front line of Ronaldo, Tevez and Rooney.
And as a player, there were the Galacticos, there was Arrigo Sacchi's Milan, there was Man United's treble-winning side. Yeah. All of those he'd have come up against.
I think they're a good team, Napoli, don't get me wrong. Probably one of the strongest sides in Europe at the moment, but in terms of historical-wise, they're just not up to par. They've not done it for long enough.
What about the Barcelona side as well, that absolutely ethered his Bayern Munich team when they won the treble? But maybe...
Or that Real Madrid team that went to his Bayern Munich team and beat him 4-0.
But he means it as a respectful thing, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he? He means because they play the sort of football he likes. Like, I mean, if I had to pick any one of those teams to watch, I might well pick this.
And he's got a lot of respect for Sarri, hasn't he? A former banker. Didn't realise that. Yeah. What an unusual route he's had to the top. So, obviously managed Empoli before, but I would say not many teams in world football would have been able to come back into that game, to grow into that game after Manchester City's explosive 30-minute start, playing that brand of football.
Do you think then?
They stuck at
so
it. Could have been 2-1.
Would you say then that Napoli are your underrated team in the Champions League?
Well, I think people are starting to rate them now. I think he's finished 3rd and 2nd with them. They're obviously top at current. So maybe saying they're underdogs is doing them a little bit of a disservice. Yeah. And the question a bit
Tottenham Hotspur
disservice. Potentially after that 1-1 draw away with Real Madrid. I didn't watch the whole game.
What's the result?
I think that's worth talking about.
And also, I know that Hugo Lloris arguably kept them in the game, but there was a couple of great chances for Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane, a fabulous save by Keylor Navas, and also the Christian Eriksen one when he opted to go front post and he should have just gone across the keeper. It's an absolute gold dust chance.
Premier League teams in the Champions League this season have played 15 games. They've won 11 and they've drawn 4.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And this is probably the season that you'd have thought where we'd see some of them get to the final stages. So I would say, I think out of all of them, we'd all agree that Man City are the best. I think Man City, with a decent draw and a bit of luck, could win the Champions League this year. It will take a bit of luck, but it always takes a bit of luck.
It always does.
In terms of the English sides, and I mean, those results might be a little bit misleading in the Liverpool and Man United have got favourable groups, haven't they?
Sure.
But Manchester City's group, some tough opposition in there, Shakhtar, obviously Napoli.
Tottenham, Dortmund, Madrid, they've played them.
RB Leipzig won their first game, didn't they, in the competition against Porto? Maybe they could be classified as underdogs. I think you've got Naby Keita completing 7 interceptions in a single game, the most in any UCL game.
Forsberg 7 dribbles.
So far this season, Forsberg killing it up top. So if they can galvanise,
overrated
their league form.
In that same group, Monaco potentially.
They're
Bottom of the group, really
struggling.
Right? And also, I would say potentially overrated. I know they're sitting pretty at the top of the Bundesliga, but I think Borussia Dortmund are really struggling this year's Champions League.
Yeah, I don't think
terrible result against Apoel Nicosia.
But does anyone really think that? No one really thinks they're going to get out of the group at this stage. Like having screwed up that result against Spurs or got unlucky against Spurs, and with Real Madrid in that group, I don't think we'd put money on them getting out anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So who is overrated?
It's a very, very tough group.
Man United are always tough, but I thought they've been pretty poor, to be honest.
Awful.
I think they've struggled when they've come up against.
Has been crap.
This season, whenever they've come up against opposition, they've struggled. I mean, in that Liverpool game, the result afterwards makes it look like a sort of classic Mourinho move, to kind of set up for a draw and get it. But he set up for a draw and he shouldn't have got it. He was super lucky.
And you should have lost 2-0.
Yeah.
Unexpected goals anyway. I also saw a stat on Twitter. I don't know if this was pre or post the Benfica game, but Anthony Martial has completed the most dribbles in the Champions League for Manchester United on 11. The next highest is Romelu Lukaku on 3. That says everything about your Champions League performances so far.
Although equally, when we went to Moscow and we hammered them 4-0, it wasn't a scenario where we needed to be dribbling past people. We were just putting balls in the box and it was a goal.
Well, you're using that. You're using the players. He's using the players he has at his disposal to sort of maximise that attacking football element.
Yeah, especially when the likes of Pogba are injured and you're bringing Fellaini into a first team scenario.
You're not going to be as comfortable on the ball.
United won't get past the quarters for sure.
Really? It depends who you get.
No.
It depends who you get. I mean, there's nobody who gets a team up for a 2-leg European fixture like Mourinho.
True, but we are also extremely light when we're missing Paul Pogba.
You look at the big teams this year and they're all a little bit dodgy. Barcelona have still got a bit of a weak squad. Bayern have obviously just changed manager. Real aren't in great form.
I was just about to say, what about Atletico Madrid last night?
Drawing
with Qarabag. I think they've drawn 6 of their 11 games this season.
That's a lot.
That's rough.
And historically, well, at least in modern terms.
Juve scraping past Lisbon as well. And obviously losing their massive, 45 game unbeaten home record thanks to that Paulo Dybala missing the 97th minute. They're not potentially the team that they once were.
So in conclusion, all the teams are overrated and all the teams are underrated. Is that what we've got?
Have we got a definitive answer?
No. But you might have, so let us know in the comments below, please. Thanks, down there. Just before we go anywhere, we wanted to make an announcement. We will be doing Movember this year. Well, we'll be trying to do Movember this year. In other words, Hamster will be going a porn star moustache. Pato, will you actually shave it all?
I won't shave it all. This will go down to stubble, and then this will be a big old bushy tash.
And I will be growing none because I can't grow a single
Joe
hair.
started last year.
Yeah,
he's still going from last November.
I'm still going from last November. But on the topic of moustaches, who has the best facial hair in football? Do you think, boys?
Oh well, if I'm specialising in the tash area, for me it's got to be Graham Souness back in the day.
Oh yes, he was so strong. He was so thick.
What about Roque Mesa though? He's got the little thin like.
Yeah, but that creeps me out, mate.
Yeah,
that really creeps me out.
That is weird.
It's
to take so much care and attention over something that looks.
To take it down.
But it suits him.
He looks like a dictator. He looks a bit like a dictator.
But it suits him. He looks like someone you get killed in the background in Narcos.
He does look like an extra in Narcos.
He does. I'm going to go for, despite the fact he did it for Movember, Peter Crouch with the handlebars. When Crouchy grew those handlebars out, he must have had women falling at his feet.
Like an extra from Sons of Anarchy, mate.
Absolutely hilarious. We've not mentioned Dani Osvaldo. I know you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, Paulo Dani Osvaldo. What a dreamy bloke. Like, incredible beard.
I wonder how his musical career is going.
Couldn't give a shit. Just look at a nice picture
of him. What a weapon he was.
Yeah,
he was.
He was. Captain
let's
Jack
leave
Sparrow.
him alone.
But anyway, we will be trying, we will be failing, so you can track our progress throughout November with Movember. There's also a link to the charity in the description below. But before we go anywhere else, what's happening on 90+1, Patrick?
We've got 90+1 packs about Pep Guardiola. Very exciting times. Obviously, you've had Barcelona, you've had Messi as well. So if you want to get all your Blaugrana information, then head over to 90+1 Facts now.
And we've also launched a new channel, Hamster.
Yeah, it would have launched 2 days ago now. So if you're not a subscriber, what are you doing with yourself?
What is the channel?
Call yourself loyal. It's FDFC, obviously.
Boom.
Go over there and subscribe now.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you later. Au revoir.